We are live tonight. Figured I'd jump on here and go live to answer a question that I got from a subscriber. They asked me about what I think about another video game crash. Um, I guess they were more so asking about what I thought about games becoming more and more scarce, harder to find, which I think is a good conversation. I think it makes for a good topic because some games are getting harder and harder to find, but I think it depends on the game. So I think that commenter was J Blast Network. He wanted me to talk about it, so I figured, you know what? I'm still up. I might as well go live, talk about it. Especially as I get ready to put a bunch of these like Super Nintendo games away. Um, but I do think that I don't think there's gonna be another crash, but I do think that it's getting harder and harder to find certain games. And I'm gonna need you guys to forgive me because my 4-year-old, man, she got me sick again. It's crazy. If you ever have kids, stock up on vitamin C. Make sure you get like your pantry stacked with like Robitussin because kids will get you sick, man. Hey, what's going on, Rob? Yeah, I also agree. I think the cream will rise to the top when it comes to game collecting too. Doug, what's going on? I misadventure is Misadventure of Trombone worth getting? It's so expensive. Um, is it worth getting? For me, it's not worth getting. Like I wouldn't pay $700 for the Misadventure of Trombone. I just don't see it being a game that's worth me spending that kind of money for it. I just personally don't. Um, I have the game though. I don't have it physically. I have the digital version on my PlayStation Vita. So that's how I play Misadventures of Trombone. But I don't think it's a game that I would like jump out the window and say, all right, I'm gonna go buy that game. Fun game though. Like if you like the Mega Man X games, like if, not the Mega Man X, sorry. If you like the Mega Man Legends games, like if you're a fan of Mega Man Legend, then I would say go for it. Hey Raytheon, what's going on, man? How you doing? There's a local seller that's selling it for $5.49 and he won't budge lower. I mean, like, if you like it, like, if you really want it, $5.49 sounds pretty much like market rate or maybe a little bit below. If it's in great condition and you haven't been able to find it anywhere else, then by all means, I say go for it. Septic, what's going down? Oh, he said if you want truly original hardware, you could always mod your PS1 and play burn CDs for rare things like that. Yeah, you could do that too, man. Like you could do that too. Yeah, I mean that's definitely an option. Kamikaze, what's going on? Hello, have seen some of your videos, man. You seem like a good dude. Thanks, man. I'm currently fighting a like massive cold. Like I caught this cold from my 4-year-old, and like now it's in like full swing. Like right now, the Shock Master. DKC2, yeah, Donkey Kong Country 2, yeah. So I'm sorting through some of these, like, I'm really kind of just sorting through some of these because I got a request. Um, Hold on, let's see. He says, "Yeah, I have Mega Man Legends 1. I want to get Mega Man Legends 2, but that one is expensive too." Yeah, I have Mega Man Legends 1 and 2. They are pretty expensive. Tron Bond is like on another level though. Raytheon, doing great, man. Just got back from a meeting. The voice actors for Ed, Ed, and Eddie, they're cool as heck. Oh, that sounds dope, man. Voice acting is cool. I've thought about doing some voice acting, but I don't know if I could ever like, I don't know. I'd have to see. Jay Blast, hey, what's going on, man? Yo, Y2K, don't give up. I once thought Trombone was never gonna be obtainable, but like 2 years ago, Christmas, I found it for 170 online. That's not bad. It was disc only, but I'm sure you'll still find it. Yeah, I mean, if I find it, for sure, I'll go ahead and grab it. But Jay Blast, this video is actually for you, man. I wanted to answer your question about another video game crash in terms of video game availability. Because I noticed you said that it seems like you're not able to find like just certain games nowhere. Like you're not able to find some games online. There are certain games that you just cannot find them in store anywhere else. And so I definitely wanted to kind of just jump on live real quick. I thought it would make for a good discussion. And the reason why I kind of wanted to have the conversation on live is because I feel like it really depends on where you live. Like where you live is ultimately going to determine how you game hunt. Rob Kiersey said, "Holy crap, the Shockmaster from WCW. He was a man that shocked the world." I think the second crash is possible. There could be another crash. I mean, there could be. He said, "I picked up a Alundra at a local used bookstore for 100 recently. I remember you said it's like a Zelda type game. Kind of like Link to the Past in a way. It's like an action RPG. It's been a long time since I've played Alundra. Did you get it with the map though? Because I know it comes, there's supposed to be a map that it comes with. So let me know if you got that. The Jet game was effing amazing growing up. Yeah, I mean, so like I've got a stack. I've got a bunch of Super Nintendo games here, and we could just use the Super Nintendo and just extrapolate from that, right? Yeah, we could use the Super Nintendo and just extrapolate from that. Like there are games and like there are games that I see all the time on the Super Nintendo. Batman Forever, you're always gonna see a copy of Batman Forever. Oh, nice, Doug Fresh. You got the map and the manual. That's what's up. $100 for that is a pretty good deal, man. You got a good deal. Um, that's a really good stuff. Um, but yeah, so like Batman Forever is super common. The Donkey Kong Country games, 1, 2, and 3, those are super common games. I would say like Killer Instinct is probably a common game. But then you have games that aren't like super common, but they're not super expensive either. Like to me, like ActRaiser is a classic. If you guys have never played ActRaiser, you gotta check this one out. This is a really dope game. Septic said, "Do you have a modded one? Do you have a Model 1 Sega CD? Those are super nice, but extremely unreliable." So I don't have a Model 1. When it comes to the Sega CD, I'll just pull it up here since you asked, and I'll show you. So I have, this is the model Sega CD that I have right here. So I actually have the Model 2 Sega CD. And then I also have a Sega CDX, but it's like on the other side of the room, and I'm feeling sick. If you guys can't hear it in my voice, I caught another cold from my daughter. So, but I have the Model 2. The Model 2 is pretty cool. This has actually been super reliable, and I've heard that the Sega CDX tends to like have issues. So that's the only reason why I haven't sold my Model 2 Sega CDX. But a lot of hours put in on this thing, playing Lords of Thunder, a bunch of games. But, whoa, the comments are coming in. Let me catch up on some of these comments here. Let me just see what you guys are saying. Y2K, you got a robust collection. Thanks, man. I feel like this, I feel like my Super Nintendo collection needs work, man. Like it really does. Classifications are meaningless. Oh, nice games. Do you have a PS2? I do have a PS2. So I actually just got a PS2. I found a PS2 at the thrift store this week. I found a PS2, all the hookups, controller, 4 games for $80. I thought it was a decent deal. Yeah, it was crazy. I traded my Model 2 for a Model 1. So the Model 1 Sega CD actually looks dope. It looks super retro. It looks dope. I think it's a dope model. It just doesn't work that well. Robert says, if there's another game crash, it won't be like people think. It's going to be, people will know what to buy, and those expensive games might dip a little, but still out of reach for most. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. I'm kind of out of the league here. I'm from 99, so I didn't experience these cool games, but I have a good amount of PS2 games and hope you get better soon. Thanks, man. Getting sick in the summer sucks. Like, oh, I hate getting a cold in the summer. It freaking sucks. You're already hot, and then like you don't want to get too cold because you're sick. It's like, it's stupid. I hate it. I want to get Castlevania Bloodlines on Sega, but the clamshell case is hard to come by. Do I have Bloodlines? Let me see. Oh, I do. Do I? So, what I've noticed with Bloodlines is that, so I didn't have a hard time getting the clamshell case. I think I had a hard time getting the manual. I don't know if I have the manual for this. I don't think I do. Do I? Oh, I do. No, I don't. I don't have the manual for this. So I don't have the manual for this, but I do have like the little insert. So for me, Bloodlines, the thing with Bloodlines that always eluded me was the manual. But I've gotten a clean cartridge, and the case is actually in pretty good shape. Just no manual, man. That's how it goes sometimes with retro games. You want to get like everything. It's super hard. Like people who collect complete in box for the Super Nintendo, I feel like you have a lot of money. Like it takes a lot, and it takes a lot of upkeep. Lux Tux, what's going on, man? How you doing? Septic says, I got Mega Man 5, but I need Mega Man 1. It's hard to come by. So I have Mega Man 1 right here. Actually got this on a buy two get one from GameStop. And I've got Mega Man 5 right here. Also got this on a buy two get one from GameStop. I think I got both of these games at the same time. You used to be able to get so many good games during their buy two get one, and now like they stripped the website of all the good stuff right before this promo. Like literally just a week ago, there were all like I could show you. Literally just a week ago, they had games like The Lost Vikings. This was on the website. What else is on the website? Just a week ago. They had Ghost and Goblins on the website. That was another GameStop website pickup. What else? They had like so many online deals, and then as soon as they do the buy two get one, it's like good night. Like they say good night, we're gonna shut it all down. I found so many dope Super Nintendo games when I wasn't trying. Like Batman and Robin, got this on their website. This is a GameStop pickup. Mega Man X2 as well. This was very recent. Biker Mice from Mars. This came in last week on GameStop's website. If you go on there now, though, go on there now, and they're all gone. And I know they do it on purpose because I guess I get it. Like they wouldn't want guys to like take all their good games, I guess, and get them for free and stuff. But Jay Blast says, yeah, some of the major SNES games are getting hard to find, like the big Nintendo ones, Mario, Zelda. To be honest with you, and I'm sorry, it's freaking cold, but I think that it's a little bit easier to find Mario, especially on NES. It might start to get more difficult to find like the Super Mario World like standalone cart, but I've been finding like a lot of Mario stuff for SNES, to be honest with you. But again, I think it really depends on where you live. Like where you live is going to determine a lot when it comes to your success. Rob Kiersey says, I have a modded, no, he says I have Model 2 Sega CD, but the Genesis Model 1, it was modded to do S-Video. That's cool. That's cool. Septic Stream said, you think older Pokemon games has had its crash yet or will? Man, to be honest, like I'm like the worst person to ask about Pokemon. I'm late to the Pokemon thing. I just started buying Pokemon games. Like I've always had Red and Blue. Let me see. You guys got me diving into all types of boxes and stuff. All right, let's see. So here goes. And don't judge me, right? Like this is my Game Boy box for now. So try not to judge me, please. I know I'm working on revamping the game room, but I've got a couple copies of Red. Actually, I didn't realize I had 2 copies, but Pokemon Red, Yellow, because I do have Yellow, Gold. I do have Gold. That's pretty much it. Like I just started expanding my Pokemon reach to like Pokemon Diamond and stuff like that. I was never really like super into Pokemon. Do I think Pokemon has crashed? I don't know, man. Like I don't know. Every time I think Pokemon is done for, like, and is out of here, something happens and there's just like this whole big Pokemon craze all over again. And I know a lot of it's driven by like money and stuff, but I don't know. I'm the worst when it comes to Pokemon. Let's see. Lux Sucks, have you ever played Final Fantasy 13? I don't know. I don't think I have. I don't think I have, to be honest with you. If I did, it wasn't memorable. Yes, ActRaiser kicks ass, and ActRaiser will kick your ass if you're not paying attention, because this is a tough game. ActRaiser's tough, but what's even harder than ActRaiser is ActRaiser 2. ActRaiser 2 is like difficult to the level of frustration. Like for ActRaiser 2 will kick your butt. It doesn't hold your hand. It's tough. But if you like ActRaiser, check out ActRaiser 2. By the way, has some really good graphics, like really good graphics, like surprisingly good graphics. And I'm surprised it's such a cheap game on the Super Nintendo. ActRaiser 2. Like last time I checked, ActRaiser 2 was like a $30 game or something. And you could get it complete in box. Like you could get that thing sealed at one point for like 125 bucks. I was like, why is this game so cheap? It's like one of the best Super Nintendo games, but I don't know. Maybe it's just because there were a lot of copies. Curtis Knight, what's going on? What N64 games you got? Man, I don't got a lot of those, to be honest with you. I got a handful. I got some right here, though. Resident Evil 2. There's a dude who comments on my channel. He keeps telling me to stream this. I'm going to, eventually, one day. He keeps telling me to stream it. But this is probably like a third or almost half of my N64 collection right here. I don't have a lot. Resident Evil 2, Clay Fighter, Fighting Force. Always good to have a nice little beat 'em up on the N64. I got all the Mario Party games. 1, 2, Smash Bros, Bomberman, Donkey Kong. Probably some of my better N64 games be like Duck Dodgers. I have that. Conker's Bad Fur Day. I have that. There is another shoot 'em up. There's a shoot 'em up that I have on the N64. It's pretty cool. I can't remember. It's something Soldier. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like a shoot 'em up on the N64. That's a real good one. Let me see if I can find it. It's Star Soldier, I think is what it's called. Star Soldier on the N64. It's like, and it was like Nintendo's attempt at Raystorm. I feel like, but like way more dialed back. Music isn't nearly as good. Like just a really cheap version. Like Raystorm is, maybe I'm a little partial, but like Raystorm is one of my favorite shoot 'em ups of all time. Love that game. Let's see. Bought a few Wii for the house. You get the best of both worlds, GameCube and Wii perfection. Yeah, like Wii is pretty good, man. I don't have a big Wii collection either. But I do have a few Wiis. I need to sell a couple of my Wiis. I don't need that many. Mega Man 5 is so underrated. It is underrated. Gotta get that high paying engineering job so you can buy CIB everything. You're absolutely right, bro. Although I don't know. Like sometimes I think like if I had all the money in the world, would I go out and buy a bunch of CIB stuff? Probably not. Probably not. I kind of like the fact that I'm limited in a way by a budget. Cause like I can't remember. I saw a video. I think it was like Phoenix, and I know other people have gone to this guy's warehouse, but there's a dude who has like a warehouse of like almost every retro game you could think of, and he's just kind of like, I don't want to use the term hoarding it, but he's just like holding on to it. He's got a bunch of sealed stuff. Once I saw that guy's collection, once I saw that there was a person with a collection that they store in an entire warehouse, it's over, bro. You're not beating that guy's collection. I don't care how much stuff you pack in your basement and in your bedroom and in your bathroom. You're not beating that guy's collection. He beat you. Did someone just give did someone just give a super chat? Sorry, I'm still getting used to that. I don't really get super chats. T Dodge, thanks, man. Super chat on that. I don't really get those. I never asked for those either. So when people give them to me, I'm like super thrown off. But thanks, man. I appreciate it. Let me see here. What did I miss? He said J Blast got. Oh, he said Lux Tux 09 basically on that GameStop 4. Got 4 PS3 games for $10. Not bad. 4 PS3 games? What'd you get? I'm interested to know. $10 for 4 PS3 games? Wow. Doug first said, did you get anything at GameStop during the Y2K this weekend? I did, Doug. I did. I put out a video, but I'll show you guys again since you're all here. Why not? Right? It's 11:31. We're not going anywhere. It's Saturday night. Might as well talk about it. Evil Dead on the PlayStation 2. This is the first time I've seen this game at a GameStop, by the way. Complete in box. Not bad. This was a pickup. SeaWorld, Shamu's Deep Sea Adventure. This was part of the buy two get one that I got. Teen Titans on the GameCube. Not bad. Resident Evil 4. Pretty solid. Mario Kart Double Dash. This is complete. Pikmin 2 as well. Got some Ready to Rumble boxing too. I was so glad to find this. I've secretly wanted this game for so long, and I was so tempted to buy it on so many occasions. Glad I held out and waited. Um, a couple disc only games. I don't. You guys know I don't typically do disc only, but I couldn't help it. Def Jam Fight for New York and Robot Alchemic Drive. That is a freaking awesome PlayStation 2 game. I played this game a little bit. Basically, it's kind of like you operate these large kaiju-sized robots, but to make like the left foot move forward, you have to pull like the left trigger. To make the right foot move forward, you have to pull the right trigger. And so you kind of have to use all these buttons in tandem to make the robot walk and turn and do these actions. And it's just a very unique type of game. And then with Def Jam Fight for New York, I typically wouldn't do a disc-only GameCube game, but I said this in my earlier video, this game loads better on the GameCube than the PlayStation 2. I've had multiple versions on the PlayStation 2, and they all load very slow on the PlayStation 2. I don't know why, but they load a lot faster on GameCube, and so I'm not mad at getting those disc-only games. I'll take that. I got some other stuff too. Oh yeah, Contra picked up. Whoa, picked up Contra Alien Wars on the Game Boy. So that was another. This was like probably the best pickup so far. I picked up some stuff. Nothing too crazy, but I did get some pickups there. Beautiful collection. The Post Towns. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Let's see. Septic Stream. Rob Kersey. It's modeled with S Video. How does that work? Because the Genesis should be able to do S Video naturally. The retro visual component. Oh, he's got a question for you. Jay Blast said, I feel like it's worse in a big city, which is where I live in. When I got back to my hometown, which is much smaller, the stores are full of rare or hard to find games. It's less competition. So I'm gonna go based off of what I see on YouTube, right? Which is a microcosm of what's happening in the real world. Like YouTube is a very small percentage of what happens in real life. But if I just use YouTube and extrapolate from there, what I've seen is that like I feel like Texas gets a lot of really good stuff. Southern California gets a lot of really good stuff. I know New York gets a lot of really good stuff, but I feel like they all get good stuff for different reasons. I feel like on the coasts, you have a lot of people who just trade stuff in because there's just so many people that live in this big city with just so many different tastes that they have different consoles. Like literally, when I was at GameStop the other day, someone called in asking to if GameStop would buy their PS Vita collection with like a Vita and all their Vita games. So like when that person goes and trades that in, and you go to the store and you see all these Vita games, yeah, that was a trade in. So that will probably happen in a bigger city. But as far as like, just the rare stuff in like smaller towns, I could see like rare Nintendo games or maybe Sega Genesis games, but it like I've never seen like a Turbo Graphics or like, Sega CD. Like I know Sega Saturn. I think Mr. Rightways on his channel, he's mentioned picking up like some Sega Saturn games at GameStop before. But he's like the only person that I've seen like get something like that, like complete in box Sega Saturn games. But that was a trade in. He was just like right time, right place, and that could happen anywhere. Doug Fresh, do the batteries still saves on the Pokemon cards? They do. They do. Septic Stream, I got most every Pokemon game. I have problems and my bank account hates me. We're gonna talk about that in a second. What do you think Super Nintendo prices will be like in 2060? You think BitRot will destroy them by then? Man, I don't know, but I'm gonna say like no. I feel like these cartridges were built to last, man. I mean, they've been around for 30 years already, and they're kicking strong. Like, dude, look at the Super Nintendo. Like, it's hard to like look at the Super Nintendo game rather. Like, to me, it doesn't look much different than how it would have looked maybe 25 years ago. I don't know. Super Metroid is still kicking. When I crack this baby open, everything inside it looks spot free. I mean, 2060, I think these things will still be around, but I think they'll be valuable for different reasons. You know what I mean? I think there's still going to be value with these things. I think the nostalgia side of it, though, is going to be way heavier. Um, and I think what's going to happen is like people are gonna want the original thing. People are always gonna want the original thing. There's always gonna be some dude with a vinyl collection. There's always gonna be some dude with like a 1967 like Mustang. There's always gonna be that group of people who just, you know, ain't nothing like the real thing, baby. That's where they're at with it. J Blast. ActRaiser is awesome. I used to play it on my modded SNES Classic, but now I found both games at Retropalooza this year. I gotta go to a convention. Seriously, I haven't gone to any conventions this year. I know the California Expo is already done. The only conventions that I may go to, if I don't know if Siege has passed already, but I may go to Siege. I think there's a convention that happens in Connecticut. I may go to that, or I may go to the Long Island Retro Expo. The beautiful part is that no matter which one I go to, none of you guys will know that I'm there because you don't know. I will be so incognito. Like all you'll see is the footage. You'll be like, damn, he was there. Where the hell was that guy? Like, where was he? Um, Rob Kiersey said, Link to the Past. If you have an SNES only have one game on it, it would be Link to the Past. Link to the Past is cool, and what's funny is that I never really attempted to beat Link to the Past until I started to play it on the Switch, ironically enough. I started playing it on like Nintendo Online, and really like started playing it, man, to the point where like if I got stuck on certain parts, I would like look up like a user guide on how to get past certain parts. Like I was really trying to beat it, and then I think I kind of just I maybe got like 55% of the way through and just like fell off. Life took over, and I just couldn't keep going with it. Duncan Donut McLeod, he said, I haven't played ActRaiser yet, but I know it of it solely from it being played on Nick Arcade back in the day. Yeah, it was a good one. T Dodge, thanks again for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. Cherokee Fit said, I scored a backup copy of Resident Evil 264. It's a score to get for the collection. Chronicles of the Wolf is awesome. You should check it out. It's a Castlevania clone. Chronicles of the Wolf. I will check that out. I'm always down for those games, man. Like, I'm always down for that. Aaron says, showing us the Bayo. I think you're trying to say show us the Neo Geo collection. Okay, so I would get up and show you the Neo Geo collection, but it literally consists of 3 games: Last Resort, Magician Lord, and Alpha Mission 2. Those I only have 3 Neo Geo games. I am not even trying to like have more than 5 Neo Geo games. If I do get one more Neo Geo game, it will probably be Blazing Star. That is the only like Neo Geo game that I would probably go for, and I'd probably have to sell like a third of my collection to get that game because it's ridiculously expensive. Star Fox was the ish. Elpido Nunez, yeah, Star Fox was the ish. I played a lot of Star Fox growing up. On the N64, that was my jam, man. Well, Resident Evil on any system is a great playthrough. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't a super huge Resident Evil fan until I started playing a little bit of it as I got older. But it's pretty good. People sleep on the Wii, but I'm so nostalgic for it. I love the motion controls when they're good. Samba de Amigo is one of my favorites. So it's funny. Most of the Wii games that I have, I don't need Wii remotes for them. I actually can use a classic controller because they're more like arcade style games. What the hell? I'll show you guys my Wii collection. Why not? We're all here. We might as well. Saturday night. Let's see. So this is it. This is all there is for the Wii. That's it, guys. Most recent pickup is Spyborgs. That one I think you need the Wii remote for, but this is a really cool collection of arcade games that I don't think you can get anywhere else. The Data East arcade classics. You guys ever hear about this one? This is a really good one. For those of you who still collect for the Wii, check this one out. A lot of just very interesting arcade games, from beat 'em ups to side-scrolling shooters, top-down shooters, just a bunch of really interesting stuff. Got some NBA Jam clones on here. And the thing I like is that you can use just a number of different controllers on here. You can use the classic controller, the GameCube controller, some really cool stuff. Definitely one of the faves for me. Another one that I really enjoy here, Castle of Shikigami. Shoot 'em up. This is Castle of Shikigami 3. I have Castle of Shikigami 2 on the PlayStation 2. Another good one, if you've never heard of it, check that one out on the Wii. Muramasa and the Demon Blade, if you like a nice little hack and slasher, that's one that's worth giving a check out. Demon Blade. They also have Muramasa Rebirth on the Vita, but I like the Wii version. Pandora's Tower, if you like a little hacking and slashing on the Wii, and if you don't want to have to use that Wii remote, you can use a classic controller. That's one of the things I love about these games here. And Dragon Ball, Revenge of King Piccolo. It's like a little, I think a little beat 'em up style. This is a cool one too. I definitely recommend this one. I'll show you guys one more because, like I said, my Wii collection is really small. This one right here, Ultimate Shooting Collection. So this actually has the N64 shoot 'em up that I was telling you guys about earlier. Where is it? Oh, does it have it? No, I don't think it does. But it does have the only other shoot 'em up that I have on the GameCube, which is Chaos Field. Chaos Field is actually a GameCube shoot 'em up. And then it's got a few others on here that I don't really care too much for. But Chaos Field is a decent shoot 'em up. I actually have the physical copy of Chaos Field. Where is it? Right here. One of the shoot 'em ups that I do enjoy on the GameCube. A little shoot 'em up action. If you're collecting for the GameCube and you like bullet hell stuff, definitely check some of that stuff out. There's some cool games, man. There's some cool games out there. But back to this Super Nintendo mess. Since we're all here, let's see. Their Erase Storm collection that came out on the Switch, if you like shmups, which is better than getting the PS1 price. So I actually have that. It's the Ray Storm collection. I had it on the GameCube and sold my copy like a numbskull, but I still have my PS1 version. So I definitely know what you're talking about, Doug. It is pretty cool. Resident Evil 4 is an awesome game. It sure is. He says, I got some Switch games with the GameStop buy 2, get 1 Xenoblade X. I almost got Xenoblade X. No, what am I thinking? Yeah, I almost got Xenoblade X, but I didn't. Metroid Dread, Dragon Quest Builders. Those are some solid pickups. Xenoblade and Dread. It's pretty good. He goes, it's cool how you categorize by when you buy. It's true. I think it's because that's how I use GameEye. GameStop had a bunch of sought after 360 games, but I decided to wait. Yeah, you're gonna be able to pick up Gen 7 stuff for some time, man. I don't think like GameStop is dry when all you see is like PS3 and 360. Because I still don't think, even though it's a retro generation technically, I think in the minds of retro collectors, they still don't like view it that way. You know, like when you walk into a GameStop and you see a retro section, you want to see some gray. You want to see some gray cartridges. That's when that's when you're feeling like, okay, we got some rare, like, you know, retro stuff going on. And speaking of retro, do you know that you can pick up a Game Boy Advance SP now on GameStop's website? They've got them for sale. So if you don't have one, you can pick them up there. They're a little bit pricey though. I think they want like 105 for them, but they are available on their website. Sorry, guys. Whew, my daughter got me sick here. Doug first said, nice. I'm trying to find a CIB Def Jam Fight for New York for the GameCube. It has eluded me for years. Yeah, man, that one is a tough one to get a hold of. Queen Anne, thank you, man. I appreciate it. The Saiyan Turtle, hey, Y2K Collector, I've never bought off the GameStop website. Give it a try, you know? A lot of people think that, like, I'm sponsored by them and stuff. I'm not. But, like, when I see deals, I'm going to tell you guys, like, yo, if there's a deal going on, I mean, you can hate them if you want, but they got deals going on, and sometimes they're legit. Like, sometimes they are legit. I've been shocked by them. Like, what really sold me on them was when they sent me a real copy of Mega Man X2. I was like, damn, if they could send me a real copy of Mega Man X2, who knows what they... Now, don't get me wrong. GameStop has sold me a lot of burgers. They've sold me a lot of bullcrap. My most recent experience is I was really excited because I purchased a copy of Ill Bleed on GameStop's website. For those of you who don't know, Ill Bleed is like a survival horror game on the Dreamcast, a very rare game. Disc only is still like $200. Complete in box, it's like a $300 game. I found it on GameStop's website, bought it. I was so hyped to get it. When it finally got to me and I pulled it out the thing, it was fake. I was like, they sold me a fake copy. I was upset because I was like, damn, I figured it was gonna be disc only. I was like, listen, if it's disc only, that's fine. I'll deal. Yeah, I could wait to find the case. At least I have the game. I could play the game. But the game was fake. So, I was like, I gotta send it back. And that's the only good thing is if they send you something fake or damaged or it's no good, you can just take it back. That's what I typically do. Do you have Earthbound yet? Jack Bates says, do you have no, Earthbound isn't Earthbound isn't on like my list of games to get. Like I'm not one of those guys who needs a copy of I can think of like 5 Super Nintendo games that I would get before Earthbound. Um yeah, like so many other games. From Hagane to what's that game? Not UN Squadron. What's the game? Space Megaforce. I would get Space Megaforce before I got that. Um there's a lot of other Super Nintendo games I would get before Earthbound. Weeder says, "Yo, bro, I have a question. Can you play Elden Ring?" I guess like I can. I'd have to hook my or so I had 2 PlayStation 4s, one used and one complete in box new. I sold my used one, and so I just have my brand new one. I think I only have Elden Ring on the PlayStation 4. So unless I got it on the Switch, I'd have to like break open my PlayStation 4 to play Elden Ring. J Blast says we do got some good stuff in Texas. You just have to drive for hours to stores because the state is so big. Yeah, man. I noticed like Texas be having them deals for they have the deals. Do GameStop employees get first dibs if the real good retro stuff comes? So Doug Fresh, you asked a really good question. Let's pause right here and talk about this. I think the answer is yes. No, no, no. I know the answer is yes. I know that GameStop employees ravage games before the general public gets to them. And I only know that because many of them have told me that they do that. Now, I feel like if you work there and you choose to do that, more power to you. You might as well, like, you can't really get a lot out of working at GameStop from a pay perspective. Like, I know cats ain't buying houses working at GameStop. So if one of the advantages is being able to get games before everyone else, then more power to you, man. Go for it. Um, and I also know because of the many times that I have found really good games at GameStop, there were plenty of times where the employee didn't know it was there. And if they knew it was there, they would have bought it. Now, thankfully, I haven't had any instances where like I spot a game that an employee didn't see and wanted, and then they pull some bullshit like, oh, I can't sell it to you. Like, thankfully, I don't run into that a lot. Usually if they see it, like I remember what game was it? I give you a good example. What game was it? It was this game. So I remember the day that I picked up this game. This was a GameStop pickup. For those of you who don't know, Resident Evil Gaiden is a really expensive game. It's like a $180 to $200 game. They had it at GameStop that day, I think, for like 79 bucks. And when I was asking the guy to show me something else, and when he pulled the box out, I was like, hold on, wait, what is that? And his employee saw it, and the employee like grabbed it, and I was like, nah, can I see that? And like like the guy who I was talking to took it out of the employee's hand who grabbed it and was like, no, the customer wants to see it, like let him see it. Thankfully that dude was there. And the other employee actually asked me not to buy it. They were like, no, I don't buy it. Like, I think I'm gonna get it. And I was like, nah, I think I'm gonna get this. So I went and got this. But I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. As a matter of fact, I think who was it? Gamer Aimer. One time she had a video talking about like I think she was at a GameStop and she found like a complete in box copy of Super Mario Land. And like the girl and like she was about to buy it and the girl behind the like counter told her like she couldn't buy it or something like that. Like that's the stuff that pisses people off and like turns them off from GameStop forever. Like when you have an experience like that, I could see why some people write GameStop off completely because you do have, but you like, I've learned to separate the individual from the company because you have some employees who are just absolute boneheads, like they're just haters, like they just, or you have like employees who thinks that everyone that is looking for retro games is a reseller. So they kind of want to stop you from buying it because they think you're going to like resell it. And I have to tell people like, no, dude, I collect. Like all the games that I've picked up, I collect them. Like they're still here. Like they're still in my collection. Like, you know what I mean? Like these have not been resold. They're a part of my collection, here to stay forever. So, but they think that like you're a reseller. So they don't want to give you the opportunity, I guess, to buy the game. And that's happened to me even recently too. Like even during this buy two get one promo, I went to one GameStop and like every game I asked for, the person was like, "Oh, we don't have it. We don't have it. We don't have it." But they would have like the case on the shelf, and I was like, "Oh, we don't have it." And after like the fourth, we don't have it. I was like, "Okay, like this person doesn't want me to buy anything." But I recognize that that was that person. It's not GameStop the company. It's that employee who's being dumb. So I just learned from that. Like, all right, I just can't shop here when you're working. Like, I just have to wait until you're off, and then I'll come back when you're not here. Like that's really the only like way to really kind of maneuver that, in my opinion. Sorry, I went on for that for a while, but that was a good question, Doug. I figured I'd answer that. There's electronics from the 50s that still work fine. You're absolutely right. Except extreme, you're absolutely right. Just to read, what's going on, man? How you doing? When you're trading at a retro game store, what's the most you can expect to get for a trade in, like 35, 40? So it depends on what you trade in. And I've traded in at a lot of different retro mom and pop shops. So you have a lot of mom and pop retro game stores in like the New York tri-state area. Like I'm not just talking about the five boroughs, I'm including Long Island, Westchester. I guess if you want to include Connecticut and New Jersey, you have a lot of mom and pop shops that you can sell games at. And I've gotten credits that range all the way from 80% of the value all the way down to, like 5% of the value. But the difference factor or the difference maker is the types of games that you're trading in. So if you're trading in games that the store owner either wants or knows that they'll sell fast, you will get like max credit for it. You'll get like 80%, 85%. And to be quite honest, that's how I was able to get my Neo Geo right there. That Neo Geo AES, I got that Neo Geo AES because a lot of the games that I traded in to get that Neo Geo AES, they gave me like 90% on the store credit because they were like, yeah, bro, like we really want these games. We really, really want them. So when you have stuff that people want, your trades go by much smoother and you get max value. If you go in bringing in a bunch of this bullcrap, right? Like NBA, 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 NFL, NFL, Fable, like you bring that stuff in, yeah, you can expect to get like a quarter for every game you brought in that day. Like that's exactly how they're gonna do you. Septic Stream Neo Geo games cost like 2 to 500 each. You're right about that. Doug Fresh said, "Can we see the DS collection?" I will do a DS collection video one day. Um, but I know like I'm getting ready to wrap up the live here in about 5 to 10 minutes. I just want to get through all the comments, but I'll do a DS collection one day. I'll do a video. It's been a while since I've done that, so I should do that. Yeah, I saw the Data East collection at GameStop, but didn't have the manual, so I passed. Yeah, that makes sense. I get that. Do you have Gunblade New York? Gunblade New York. Is that a store? I don't know. Do you have Gunblade New York? I'm not sure what that. I'm not sure if that's a store or a game. Just to read, you gotta let me know. Septic Stream. Some people compare their collections to those YouTuber shows covered, but you don't need every game ever made. Just yeah, I agree. Just get what you want, man. When you get what you want, you don't have to justify anything. And even if you get a game and you're not able to play it for 3 months or so, but it's a game you know you want to play, all right, cool. It's a game you'll get to, but it's a game that you actually want. So I'm down with that. I just bought Castle of Shikigami 2 on the Switch for like 15, 2 months. Castle of Shikigami 2 on the Switch? Digitally, or they have a physical version of that game? I didn't even know they came out with Castle of Shikigami 2 for the Switch. Wow, you put me on. Oh, Post Towns, Gunblade, New York, LA, Fort Worth. I guess that's a store. I don't know if we have a Gunblade New York, but I'll check it out. I've never heard of that. Doug Fresh for We Get Pandora Tower. Yeah, it's a good one. Jay Blast says Pandora's Tower is dope. Another one I'd recommend is Lost in Shadow. I have that one too, Jay Blast. Yeah, Lost in Shadow is pretty good. Doug Fresh says I have Sonic Origin Collection on the Switch. Is it still worth getting the Sonic Gems Collection on the GameCube? I got that for Tails Adventure because it's too expensive on the Game Gear, but Tails Adventure is on the Sonic Gems Collection for GameCube, and that's why I got that. So if you get it for that, yeah, that makes sense. But that's why I got my copy because it made sense for me there. Do you get anything for the PS1 collection? It's on my mind because I'm recording footage for Crash 3. Have I gotten anything for the PS1? The last PS1 game that I got might have been like Pandemonium 2. I think it's been a while. Like I haven't had much luck with. I was getting a lot of PS1 stuff for a while, but haven't gotten anything in a while. The J Quo says that's true about GameStop. I almost didn't get my pre-order one time because the employees took all of them except for the last one. Yeah, man, it happens. Duncan Donovan McLeod. Yeah, GameStop burned me. From when I bought a clean SNES from them, it not only barely turned on, but the buttons on the first party controller didn't work, so I got a full refund and pressed on. Yeah, that's how you got to roll, man. Did you check the SNES? Yes, Skirty X. Yes, it is legit. No. So the red Maximum Carnage. So what Skir is talking about is he's talking about this right here. You have a Maximum Carnage, and then you have Maximum Carnage. I think the red Maximum Carnage cartridges are like the special edition ones, and then the gray carts are also legit. So this one is legit. J Plus, dude, I wrote them off for a while because they tried to hold my purchase game so that I could pre-order something. The guy would not let go of my. Yeah, bro. It's really the employees. Sometimes you run into just stupid employees. You just gotta dodge them. Doug Fresh said, so like really sought after GameCube games, like I say, Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance, you can expect 90% of trade. Yeah, like if you brought in like a Path of Radiance, yeah. I mean, I don't know if you get 90%, but you should be able to get at least 75% if you're at a mom and pop and they're like, I've had luck with that. Do you have wild guns? I don't have wild guns, no. Burn Cassie, hey, what's going on? If you like Castlevania, do check out Beyond Ice Palace 2. Skrr. I will look that up. Castlevania Beyond Ice Palace 2. Is that on the Switch? I might have to look that up. Beyond Ice Palace 2. I'll try and remember that. I'll look that up. Gunblade is that arcade game with the machines. Yeah, yeah, Gunblade. No, isn't that? No, isn't that Gunforce? That's Gunforce and Gunforce 2. Or am I bugging? You guys let me know. Gunblade New York is a rare rail shooter on the Wii, expensive too. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think they were saying Gunblade a store though. I guess it's a game. You guys let me know. But yeah, I just wanted to catch up on all the comments. Look, guys, I appreciate you tapping in. We're coming up on midnight. Hopefully, you guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. I am going to eat some more cough drops and try to get some sleep. Hopefully, I can sleep off this cold. It's been fun rocking with you. It's been fun talking with you. I'll get up with you guys on the next one. It's the Y2K Collector. Take it easy.